All right, let's do pick six, huh? Finish up with that? Okay, pick six. All right, so we're riffing off the Patino Louisville thing that's going on right now.
Because that's fun.
Name the 6 biggest college sports scandals of all time. I'll go first. The Ohio State tattoo deal, 2011, cost Jim Tressel his job. They had to give back. They had to vacate all those wins. Had to give up the Big Ten championship.
If you could get a tattoo for free, would you get one?
No.
Okay, just checking.
Do you have any tattoos?
Yeah, but you can only see it on NFL Network.
Do you really have a tattoo?
No, I don't. I just like saying
If you got a tattoo, what would it be?
It would be like I was thinking like a dolphin or a bunny right on my ankle.
Not a butterfly, huh? 5th biggest sports scandal in college sports, the Fab Five.
Ed Martin, I think, is his name.
And I'm saying the Fab Five, they never won an NCAA championship, but they came close. They also had to vacate a lot of trophies and a lot of conference championships because of that. Number 4, there was a point shaving scandal at City College of New York back in the 40s and 50s. CCNY was the best college basketball program in the country and did win national titles. They had to give them up because some players were shaving points, and it was going on over a number of years. Number 3, when you have to give back the Heisman, and you're the only one to ever have to give back the Heisman in the history of the Heisman, that's a scandal. Reggie Bush had to do that because
But it was a nice house.
It was a nice house that his parents lived in. Number 2, when your football program is shut down for a few years because of recruiting violations and a number of other violations, that's a big deal. SMU's death penalty, that's one of the biggest sports scandals ever in college ball. And number 1, and I'm not going to say anything at length here, the Sandusky Penn State thing. There's nothing worse I can ever remember on any level in any sport.
Okay, my list is slightly different. My number 6.
There's a surprise.
My list starts with number 6, the Army classroom cheating scandal of 1951. Because I'm a little South Bend boy and I know my Notre Dame history, I know until 1951, one of Notre Dame's main rivals, when you were talking about who's going to win the national championship, was Army. But in the early 50s, it was found out that a bunch of Army football players were staying eligible by cheating on tests. And Army football is now what? An Army-Navy game? It's never been the same since.
Yeah.
Number 5 is Barry Switzer in the Oklahoma football dorms in 1988.
I don't remember this one.
This was, so you talk about Louisville now. And the allegations of Louisville now are strippers, escorts in the dorm. They had a football dorm at the University of Oklahoma, and if I remember correctly, and please forgive me if I don't, there was talk of a shooting and a rape in this dorm. And so that's not very good. Number 4, there's been a lot of point shaving scandals. So you could pick anyone. I'm going to go Kentucky Hoops in the 1950s. And you mentioned SMU. If I remember that correctly, and again, it's before I was born, NCAA didn't have the death penalty, but member institutions or colleges were upset enough with the Kentucky Wildcats that they basically got together and said, nobody play him next year, and nobody did play him the next year.
Was Adolph Rupp the coach?
Was Ruppy the coach? I think he was the coach there. And number 3, just because I like it, the Woody Hayes punch. Now, as scandals go, it was relatively harmless. But if you're a legendary Hall of Fame coach and you lose your job by punching a player on the other
and tarnish your legacy to the point
on
where,
the other team, that's pretty solid there. That's a big way to go out. You mentioned number 2 on my list, the SMU death penalty, and SMU football has never been the same since. And you went Sandusky, I went someplace else.
This should have been on my list.
Number 1, how does it get worse than this? One Baylor basketball player killed the other one, lied about it, and then the program tried to cover it up.
The coach covers it up.
I was like, well, that's pretty serious stuff there.
You're right.
Somebody's dead. Dennehy was the guy's name.
I would have put that number 2 on my list if I had thought of it.
Okay, so
that's why you're here, Mark. Because you think of things that we don't.
Because I'm here to help.